and we're all willing to wait, and we're all willing to hold, and we're all willing to stand up shoulder to shoulder and fight against whatever they throw at us and deal with it.
Yep.
And that's what we need to do as a people, as a 99%. We need to pick something and focus on it and not be distracted. You know, we need to ignore the noise that will be thrown at us. Elon's doing it at the moment. If you want to know what the playbook works, go and have a look. Because if he's got things to answer and things to be held accountable for, things he's done wrong, he should. But that is the playbook. So whether it turns out to be true or false, I'll wait, because I've learned, I've got experience and a little bit of savvy. I'll wait until I see the facts and the truth. So you just need to focus. All of us need to focus. The people, the 99% need to focus on something, one thing, because it's too easily. We've all got problems and varying degrees and different complaints and different areas we live in and socioeconomic problems. And we need to focus on one bloody thing. And for me, it's this play. Once we've dealt with this play, then maybe we can all be in a much better position to be able to put some serious weight behind the next thing. And it don't always have to be about making money. Fairness, justice, transparency, accountability, truth, mainstream media being sorted, change. Exactly right. So listen, I've got to go. I apologise. But I've got people waiting. We're going to do this video shortly. Boss is very patiently waiting. So we're going to do this video, which, just for those that are listening, please be respectful of the people that are coming in to share their story. And as much as I know everyone wants to contribute, and I love it, I'm not going to be doing it, hopefully hardly any talking. It's about listening to other people that maybe as yet haven't had a chance to hear their story or say what they've got to say. So if you are listening, please show some respect for them. And if you do want to, you know, once you've seen it tonight and you think this is a great idea and I'd like to, just DM me and then I'll get back to you and we'll arrange it, hopefully another one. And if people really like it, we'll keep doing them as often as we can and get everybody an opportunity to have their say. Because we're not 16 or 18-year-olds living at home with our mums and dads, never lived in the real world.
That was one of the best lines.
All right. Hopefully, I'll see you all in the next live.
Hey,
I'll see you in a minute.
Wolfie, you're a legend, man. You're a legend.
Thank you, sir.
Wolfie, thank you very much for that legendary intro. Welcome to BossBlunts Think Tank. I'm the Butcher of Wall Street, BossBlunts Marcel Kalinovic. That was the one and only Wolfie, AMC, on Twitter. Please check him out. You all right, little one? This is why we're here today. We're here today to discuss our story and who we are. Hi, baby. This is who we are. We are retail. We are investors that have a lot to lose. And that being said, we've decided that there are certain stocks that we greatly love and appreciate, and are not about to watch them go the way of the buffalo, much like Toys R Us and other beloved stocks that we've had along the years, like the experience of going to Blockbuster, picking up some popcorn and a movie or a video game over the weekend, you know, or go to Toys R Us and I can't take my kids to Toys R Us to buy birthday presents or toys or whatever because they no longer exist. And I think that's a really important thing to realize, that the stock market manipulation really is a lot more than just illegal manipulation of people's finances and livelihoods. It's literally corruption at its finest that seems to, at many times, take away some of the best things in our lives. So I'd like to welcome you again to BossBlunts Think Tank. We're here with full group, and Wolfie. I'd love it if you would, just jump in here with us and discuss with some of our friends here in the think tank and on YouTube, why we're here and why we're still here, what brought us here as retail investors.
How are you, sir?
It's great to have you, Wolfie. Thanks so much, man.
You doing good?
Everything's great.
No problem, mate.
Everything's great.
I really appreciate the invite. Yeah, let's finish it off with other people chatting. So I'm not going to say an awful lot. Firstly, to the community and everyone listening, watching, I I am BossBlunts' #1 fan, and I don't care who knows. And the reason for that isn't what he's done for me; it's what he does for us all. I'm sure everybody else is here for the same reason, but he's going to even go a step further and give people an opportunity to have their own say. So tonight's video, at least the beginning of it, people were invited through the Discord that if they'd like that opportunity to have their say, you know, tell their story, why they're in the play, etc. We'd attempt to put something together. So tonight's the first one. We'll see how it goes. We might have to tweak it going forward, and if people don't like it, we'll just stop doing it. But if people do and they want to get involved and they want their story heard, hopefully we're going to be able to proceed and do as many as possible until maybe even long after this play, because the story is people. It's you, it's me, it's the mums, the dads, the brothers, the sisters. You know, Citadel wants to go on this week and turn around and say it's our fault that the teachers' union have lost money. Well, there's going to be teachers speaking. There's going to be teachers that step forward. There's going to be teachers that have bought AMC, GME. There's going to be teachers that got the middle finger up saying, yeah, we lost money because your idiot, your #1, your protege decided to put our pension in the most riskiest trade within the stock market. It's your fault. It's not my brothers and sisters. It's not 99%ers. It's your fault. You put it in the riskiest trade. So hopefully we're going to hear a few stories tonight. People have stepped up. So I hope you're all going to be respectful within the Discord chat. Let them have their say and stuff, because boss's time is precious. And as he's kindly done this, so we're going to pass it over. So for those that have been invited and you know who you are, if you'd like to step up one by one, just introduce yourself first. We'll get the collywobbles and the worries out of the way of chatting and stuff, but say who you are, and then we'll come back and we'll ask a few questions. We'll get a chat going. So who wants to...
I'll start.
Go.
I'm Queen B, and I'm a teacher and a coach.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Queen B, you're a teacher. Thanks so much for joining us, and thank you for taking the time out of your life to teach our children. We truly appreciate you. You don't receive enough gratitude, so thanks for that. Hi, Vivian.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey, I'm Viv. Well, I'm just an average nobody. And
we're all just average nobodies.
Yeah, Cuz. How are you doing, Cuz? We're all nobodies.
We're all average nobodies. That's okay, you know. Are you a retail investor?
Yeah. So, long story short, this play for me is more than just the play itself. Like, I came out as trans, went through the whole thing, got fucked over by the government, lost everything, rebuilt myself back up again, now just to lose it all again because these ass fucks like Ken Griffin want to take it away. So, about sometime last year, a buddy came up to me and says, hey, you know, remember back 08 when pensions and everything took a shit? I was like, yeah, I lost my job and my college grant. So, okay. He goes, hey, the AMC and GameStop are about to go to the moon. I was like, really? No shit. Tell me more. So pretty much ever since then, I've been in this entire play and be like trying to tell everybody, hey, check this shit out. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and fuck it. I mean, if I can screw over the people that fucked me in the past, I'm gonna do it. So.
Hey,
good for you, Viv. Good for you.
Nothing wrong with that, because I haven't forgotten 2008. I don't forget the suffering that people went through. How many people lost their jobs, cars, homes, families, you know, investments, businesses. I don't think most of us have forgotten that. How many of you guys know family or friends that were living out of cars because they lost their homes and they had nowhere to go and they had shit credit and bankruptcies? You know, it's unfortunate, and I think that a lot of us still remember that and are not ready to let that go, especially since it's the exact same corruption that was happening back then that's happening now. Dodd-Frank regulations didn't do a damn thing for us. Not a single thing to help us out. All they did, all these banks did, was move their tranches of garbage overseas so the CFTC regulations would oversee them to skirt Dodd-Frank. Dodd-Frank was nothing but an appeasement of people to get us to calm down and to shut up. Then came Occupy Wall Street. Now something much, much worse has happened. The rise of the retail investor. Millions and millions of them. So let's hear from a couple more. Thanks for telling us a little bit about yourself, Vivian.
No problem.
We're proud of you.
Guys, I'm Oliver from Switzerland. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah,
Loud and clear. You're
yeah,
from
we can
Switzerland.
hear
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, so I'm like all in AMC with 6,000 stocks. I'm so much down. I got all my savings in there. I just keep in there for the play.
I
I'm just
understand.
hoping for June 3rd, man.
I understand. What got you into AMC?
I mean, I just love the play, you know. I love the movies. I got in late, you know. I made a lot of money with options. I reinvested everything. I was hoping for more squeezes, you know. I got burned on options. I'm so much down. I mean, I'm just
Understand.
holding it. I don't care anymore, you know. Even if I lose everything, I just keep on holding.
Diamond fucking hands, right?
Yeah, man.
Wow. Thanks for telling us. What first got you into AMC? How did you first find out about it?
I just, you know, read over Reddit.
You found out on Reddit, DFV, and all the other cats out there?
Yeah, then I've seen, you know, some of the YouTube guys there, and then suddenly I stumbled across you, so now I'm following here. I like this group here. Appreciate it very much.
Thanks, man. We appreciate you too. Thanks for being here with us on the think tank. You know, appreciate everything that you provide. You know, your insights, whether you know it or not, everybody here provides a lot of a depth of knowledge and worldwide reach and insights that we may not otherwise see, because there are people worldwide invested in AMC and people worldwide in GameStop and all these other meme stocks as well. And I think we're all here for the same reason. We all came for the money and we stayed for the financial reform. And I think that more people than Ken Griffin would like to admit are here for those reasons.
Yeah, but you know, my problem is my average is $40. You know where I stand with all the savings.
I hear you, brother, and I know where you're coming from. You know, and I understand what you're saying when you say that that's my problem. You know what? That's my problem too, because I started buying at $10 way back when, in early 2021, and I kept buying all the way up to $72. And then when it came back down to $10, I bought again, and I continue to buy. So I understand where you're coming from. My average is also very high, and I don't care. I've leveraged myself with a shit ton of calls on meme stocks, and it feels fucking great.
The point is, you know, what I'm doing every week, I'm buying. What I'm doing every week now, I'm buying like 1,000 or 2,000 contracts, way out of the money, and I'm waiting for June 3rd. But I don't think that it's coming. I'm not optimistic. I think they're gonna push it down the road. You know, there's too much exposure of the U.S. into China. I think they're gonna push it down the road.
Well,
I don't know what
down
other
the road all they
things.
want there, bud, but I mean, they still gotta pay the piper.
Old fire, come on, everyone's got their opinion. So we've also got joining us, because we've only got X amount of time. Obviously, Boss has got the baby on his lap and stuff, so we're up against it being the first one, and we'll tweak it like I said earlier. So we've got another person to join us, and I'm going to come back to you all as individuals before this is over. So we're just going to introduce the next one. So Beast, if you'd like to step up and just introduce yourself, give us a little quick chat about why you're in the play, and then we'll come back to you individually.
Yes, sir. My name is Beast. Pretty much the reason why I got in, for the most part. Well, I guess I'll talk about myself. I'm military bound, and also I work on aircraft. And I mean, pretty much the reason I'm in is because, like, this whole thing by itself, to me, like, I've lived through the whole 2008 thing, and it was not good at all, especially for me and my family and everybody that I was with. Like, living off food stamps and coming up with just me and all of my family in one household, like, it sucked. And now I'm coming to this time where I see an opportunity to where I can look back and be like, you know what, this is never going to happen again to me or anybody in my family. And I'll try to do as much as I can for my community.
There you go. There you go. So, man, I'll come back to you, I promise. Have we got... Let me just check the list. So, do we have Gaines in? Has Gaines managed to join us tonight? Now, I'm hoping he's seen this, but the next guy, I'm sure he won't mind me flagging it up, but he's just had a baby born. So, Paul, if you're here, mate, it would be great to hear off you, but of all people, you've probably got your hands full at the moment, celebrating or looking after the wife. So, if you are here, just say a quick intro.
Congratulations on that, by the way, on the new baby. It's a beautiful thing.
Okay, and then last but not least, we've got Jam Bams. If you're in here, if you want to just step forward, say hello, and then we'll do a few questions, a little chat, and
Jam,
the
conversation legend, the one and only Jam Bams, bringing us the due diligence every day. Appreciate you for that as well.
Well, that's a first for Jam to be quiet.
Sorry, I had a mute on Discord. You couldn't hear me, but Jam Bam, the legend.
Come on, Jam.
She's not often quiet.
Where is she, man?
Okay.
Get on up there, girl.
On Marcel's YouTube, checking the chat and everything, so I had to switch over. I'm on my phone.
Jam Bam's also a moderator for us, so she's
Come on, Jam, introduce you. Community are waiting.
Hey, I'm Jamie. I first got into this play around $1.85. I've been in for a long time. Last year, my son came to me when I was cooking dinner. And this was before I actually knew what was really going on with the meme stocks. And he comes to me and says, Mama, we own AMC and GameStop, right? And he's like, do you know we're going to be so fucking rich? I had no idea what he was talking about.
I'm glad I could be
keeping it real.
I was like, I had no idea. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, we're going to be so fucking rich, Mama. You got to watch Boss Man.
Yes.
And I'm like, what are you? I have no idea how he even came across your video. I don't know. Like I said, I've been in the stocks for a while. My son's always been interested as well, so he knows what stocks we own. But from that day forward, he just got 100% involved. I actually, 2 days prior to him coming to me that day, I almost sold all my stocks. I was thinking in my head, it's time to sell. And then 2 days later is when he comes to me and says that.
They're the stories we need to get out.
Wow.
Damn, you were about to sell too?
Yeah, I almost sold all my stocks. Like, I actually, the other day, I was actually just crying about it because if it wasn't for my son coming across your video, I would have sold.
That's beautiful.
We feel you, Jam. We feel you.
Well, you here to stay.
You're stuck with us now.
We ain't leaving. We
So
ain't leaving.
Beautiful.
It's not me. I'm not.
Going nowhere.
It's my son's story. It's not me. It's all. He's the one who's the show. It's all on him. All on him.
Has he done his presentation yet in front of his entire school? Like
Marcel, yes, you didn't see. You didn't. I tagged you earlier this morning.
I'm
you
sorry,
and Wolfie.
I've been so busy today.
I understand.
Swamped.
He gave my 6-year-old son gave his speech yesterday. He started off by telling the parents and the kids how the stock market is crashing. He went on to say that everyone should get out of the banks.
Wow.
It's like a 23-minute video, and I was trying to upload it to the Discord, but the file's too big. So I'm gonna try to upload it to YouTube, I guess. Someone in Think was told me to do the YouTube thing, but I'm gonna figure it out. But he got nervous when people started asking him questions. He did say that you and Wolfie were in his spirit. He was holding on to Wolfie's message that I printed out for him, so that helped him. But he gave he did. I'm so proud of him.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
But now he's mad at me. He's mad at me now because he's like, Mama, You said Boss Man's gonna see my video. What's going on? I gotta figure it out. Marcel.
Is it on Twitter?
I'm on, I'm on Twitter.
No. Is the video on Twitter?
I haven't tried. I haven't tried Twitter.
No.
Well, I mean,
can I watch it somewhere right now on stream?
It's on my phone. I don't know.
Okay.
It's on my phone.
Later on, figure out a way to like put it on YouTube or to send it to me, and if T is okay with it, I'd love to show it on stream.
Hey, see if you can send it to.
I want T's permission first, so we'll wait.
Marcel, I tried to message it to you on the things in the DMs, but it said file too large.
Yeah, Discord has a limit for the file.
If you can send it through I think you can. It'll configure the whole thing, and it can go through email.
Cool. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing to know that. How old's your son? 8? T?
6. He's 6.
6?
Oh.
6. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That a young man of the age of 6 years old is able to understand the market mechanics and the reason why the market is having these current liquidity issues, and the way that inflation is impacting us negatively, that will cause margin calls. The fact that a child is able to understand and then reiterate this to his teachers and his classmates, especially the entire school at the same time, is quite incredible. It takes a lot of balls to talk about something like this, especially for a 6-year-old. So, T, I am very proud of you.
I have you to thank. That's all you and Big Ums and Wolf. I have you guys to thank. For some reason, he's attached to your videos. It's all you guys. I just answer the questions.
It's a beautiful thing.
Awesome.
It's kids like T that brings out a really bright future for the rest of us.
That's right.
Ken Griffin is blaming retail for teachers' pension funds being lost. We didn't put these teachers' pension funds in the riskiest of short positions against GameStop and AMC. All we did was go long because we love the stock. We like video games, we like movies, and we don't want to see them go anywhere. Is it our fault that these dumbasses have over-leveraged themselves to the point where their entire fund is about to go bankrupt? Not at all.
Nope.
Wolfie, what's the saying that you have here? Who's the problem? You might not be able to speak right now, but we are not the cause. We are the cure. Plain and simple. Ken Griffin wants to continue to deflect, go live on Bloomberg, and say all sorts of things, negative things about retail investors. We're not the 2,350 stock-related hedge funds that are facing margin calls. We are the whale. We are retail investors. There are millions and millions of us, and we are here to stay. And Cash Money, last I checked, the president had something important for us. One of the few important things that I think he's done in his shit presidency.
Oh yeah.
What does Brandon have to say?
When we reach my executive order.
Bingo.
Oh yeah.
Get the fucking money printer out, Jerome Powell. We're gonna be so fucking rich.
Sorry about that. I needed a bathroom break.
That's cool, brother.
Bring the pain, baby. Bring the pain.
He comes back
Oh,
here
I'm
with
back.
Burr.
Yeah, I was like, what
Fucking
happened? They turned the market back on.
Oh.
Apologies for that.
No, you're fine.
So yeah, so everyone was saying questions and stuff. So really, it's just to take it back, but just be respectful of everyone else having their opportunity. But you know what there is. So out of all the questions that we looked at to try and give you a little bit of a structure. If we start with Queen, if you're still listening, because I know Queen's driving at the moment, but if you can just feed back any info along them lines that you'd like to share, we'd like to hear it.
Yeah, I got in during the quarantine. I was swing trading crypto, trying to make some extra money and entertain myself.
Me too.
As I was, well, I was bored, and as I was trying to figure out crypto, I'm watching videos. I kept coming across all of the ANC GME videos, and I thought, what is this? And I just went ahead and dove deeper. And I was watching videos one night, late at night, and I came across Boss's stream, and I thought, this guy's nuts, and I loved it. So
I love it.
There I was, but I'm a mom of two teenage boys, and I don't come from a family that gives inheritances out. Like that's not me. But I see an opportunity here, and I've got a lot of conviction, and my two reasons why I call me mom. And for that, I'm hanging on, and I'm not going anywhere.
Amen to that.
I think Queen Bee's
That'll
holding.
resonate with a lot of people.
Queen Bee's holding until Melvin and Citadel are folding.
You know it, baby. Woo!
Damn right.
Until the price is
Damn
ripping, I'll know there's still a lifeline for Plotkin and Griffin. I ain't selling till they fire Janet Yellen. And I ain't through till they liquidate .72. Let's go, baby.
Oh man,
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Moving.
I've only just registered. That's the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali.
Hey, that's right. That's right. You got it.
Finally, it's clipped.
Float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
Yeah.
Ken Griffin ain't got shit on me. Let's
go. Play out here. Greatest quote ever.
Oh shit. Queen Bee, thanks so much for sharing. Appreciate that.
You bet. You bet.
Awesome,
so, Queen,
awesome.
just to sum it up, so you blowed out 16 to 18-year-olds living at home, never had to live in the real world, completely out of the water. You're a teacher. You're a mum of two. You're a busy lady. You've got loads that you're always having to do and provide, and you're working in the community. You're educating other people's kids. So you are the epitome of the backbone of America, no?
Well, thank you. I have never thought about myself like that. You know what?
That's very humble
of you. I'm just an average mom. I'm an average person, and this is my chance. This is my chance to be a part of something that will go down in history. And I'm in. I'm all in. Now, am I red? You bet I'm in the red, but I'm not going anywhere.
That's fucking right. Retail is here to stay. The retail whale ain't playing games, Ken Griffin. You better watch out, Plotkin. You got a lot of shorts to cover.
And there's a million people just like me, everyday working citizens that, we see what's going on. We're now educated as to what's happening, and things have to change, and we're here for change.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason.
So you're not one of these people. Sorry, you're not one of these people that Griffin was referring to when he put us all under, like they often do, ignored us. The arrogance come through when he started talking about what actually happened and blamed it on COVID. So you didn't just get into it just because, and I'm respectful of anybody who did, but you didn't just get into this because you got a stimulus check.
Uh-oh.
I'd imagine she's really angry.
I was just bored. You're gonna lock me up. It was entertaining. Yeah, that's angry queen bee is not a fun queen bee, but I sat around. I'd work out in the mornings, and my brother and I would get on there, and like a lot of people, we started off with Robinhood. I mean, I didn't know any better, and I've since left that junk, and so I have a different broker now, and I've even traded options. I mean, come on, I've gone from Robinhood to trading options. I mean, I have made my way, and this I'm not stopping. That's the whole thing behind. That's the whole thing behind my story is that this is the only time, my only way to have more and to leave something, a legacy behind for my kids. This is my chance, and I'm taking it.
Heck yeah.
No, I've learned, baby. Oh no, that's a hard no, hard no. Hey, well, and what I'm trying to, hey, I know I am. Ooh, talk dirty, baby. Woo. But what I love about it is,
Got you guys. Thank you.
I guess I'm trying to say, I'm just trying to say that you can start off not knowing anything and take the time to learn and become a more informed investor. And that's what I've done.
That's great.
Well, I applaud you, and I'm sure everybody else will equally do the same.
For those that weren't aware, I was asking if Queen Bee was still on Robinhood, and she said, "Hell no, big N-O." We have moved on to the bigger and better, to stack it up, shares and calls elsewhere. Sorry about that. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say we're all applauding you because, you know, you're the first really that's given that little intro. So we're going to run through the others, and I hope we get to hear off everybody who contributes again. But bear in mind, we're going to try and make sure everybody who does want to has their opportunity. But I'll just stand here and salute. I'll just stand here and applaud you. I just think that's all the mainstream media and the griffins of this world come and argue against that because they can't. So I think that was absolutely perfect. So thank you for doing that, genuinely. I think we all benefit from hearing that. That's appreciated. So, Viv, you're the second one that stepped up. You there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Awesome. So, within your circle and stuff, or with the work, family, friends, without having to name anyone and stuff, how have you found it with the play? Do you get support, or people dismissive? Do people know? Have they got their eyes open? How's it been for you, this play?
Yeah, I get more support from my coworkers and friends and extended family than I do my actual family. So, I mean, they've always viewed me as the black sheep, but yeah, shit, no. Like, lately, I go to work, I turn around and tell my boss, hey, AMC, GME are going to the moon. They're like, wait, what are you talking about? Isn't that shit over? I'm like, hell no. Explaining what's going on. And then my boss turns around and goes, shit, what app are you using to buy these shares? So, I mean,
good.
The fact that just some people out there listen, some people don't. I mean, granted, yeah, my lifestyle for most of my family and whatnot, like they don't agree with me, but I mean, like
it's
I'm
not
just
their
trying
life
to
to
go out and
live.
trying to do something right, you know.
It's not their life to live. Who gives a shit what their opinions are?
Mm-hmm.
You know how many people thought people were crazy for buying Bitcoin?
Yeah, I was there. I remember it.
For their own choices. Like, your choices are your own. So I'm sorry to hear that, Vivian, but you know what? I know exactly what you're talking about. A lot of people within the family are not educated in the subject, and that's okay. That's okay. They think we're a little bit crazy because we know a lot that they have no idea that is actually happening because we've taken the time to figure it out. And it makes us feel good to be informed, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. That, and then to actually find somebody that's willing to listen and learn is just music to my ears.
Cool. That's great.
I love that. I love that. And what's been the biggest surprise for you throughout this, if there is one? You obviously come in and you... Hey?
My phone cut out. Sorry. What was that?
Okay. So what is the biggest surprise for you throughout this play for the time that you've been in it? Is there anything that stands out?
Honestly, I think the amount of people that actually know about it and are doing something to better their own future. Because, I mean, I remember back in 08, had a grant with Caterpillar, full ride through college and everything, lost it all. So the fact that, I mean, you got people now that are awake and seeing what the fuck is going on, I mean, they need to stand up for themselves. And if it means telling the Ken Griffins and Steve Cohens of the world to get bent and actually do something productive for their lives rather than shorting the shit out of the companies that built America and make America great, I mean, well, so be it.
There you go. There you go. Well said. Well said.
Hey, Vivian, did you maliciously short any stocks hoping they'd go bankrupt so you get to keep all the profits?
Fuck no.
Oh, that's what I thought. Okay, so then maybe Ken Griffin's lying to those poor teachers' pensions, huh?
Griffin
I
lie?
try to be productive as much as I can, and I mean, I don't see how in any way, shape, or possible fucking shorting a company into oblivion is doing anything great for anybody other than making them go homeless or fucking unemployed. So.
Oh, Ken Griffin doesn't care if all the employees of Toys R Us went fucking homeless and unemployed, you know? Radwan Siraj, thank you very much for your support, brother. Jay Brown, appreciate your support. Make sure you guys check out Jay Brown on Twitter. Good man.
Jay Brown, I loved your comments, by the way. Viv, awesome. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, thank you so much again for stepping up, and saying what you got to say. So, depending on how long Boss has got before, obviously, his priorities take, hopefully we'll get back and we can just have a general chat. So, we can move it on now. I just want to say Julie Moonrise, Jeffrey A. Roker, Dakota Dad, Rachel, Hector Figueroa. Apologies, I definitely know I said that wrong. I'm seeing people, Andrew Francis in the chat, Tyrone Smoke, Pam the Trader, always everywhere. I don't know how you do it. Divvy Diesel, everyone who's joining us tonight, we've got names in the chat, so I can't see them all. Fuzzy Monkey's up there, Empire's up there, Edward's with us. Nice to see you, Edward. Diaz, who also gets everywhere. Crazy, loveliest dude. Cash is in the house. It's always nice to see. Silverback's here. Walking legend. Thank you, guys, everybody that's turned up. Beast, if you want to jump in now and just share some bits.
Not to mention our guy Pantheon AMC, who is also a bloody legend. But yeah, make sure you guys check out Pantheon AMC on YouTube as well. But go ahead, guys. Take it away.
Yeah, so
what's up, Beast Mode?
I'm what was that?
Sorry. What's up, Beast Mode? Go ahead, brother.
Oh, yeah, pretty much the reason why I've gotten in was a good buddy of mine. He's in the Discord, Flight Man, and he hits me up one day and he's like, "Yo, you saw what happened with G?" And I was like, "Oh man, nah." So let me go check. And I was like, "Holy crap!" He's like, "Yeah, bro." He was like, giving me all this information. So I'm like, "All right. So what do I need to do?" Like I was already in Robinhood at the time, and of course, as we all know, Robinhood's a goddamn joke. But he puts me in on it, and I started putting in shares. And then there one day, funniest story in the world, I saw AMC start falling again. And I sold what I had, and that was the dumbest thing I've done through this whole entire thing. And it was both of us did it, and we were like, "Yo, why did we do that?" Then the following day we go in, and now our average was all jacked up and whatnot. But ever since,
awesome. That's hilarious, dude. I get it. You got scared. I don't blame you. Shit happens.
So ever since then, we stayed in all the way through. And I mean, man, it's been like, there's been days like he's been doubting, I've been doubting, but this was before we even got on the BossBlunts. So what pretty much tripped us up on that was the day that I saw this one live stream and they were watching the building. And I was like, what the hell am I looking at? Like, I'm thinking something's
I remember that.
I'm staring at this building the
Oh,
whole time.
oh, the Citadel building. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, that's right.
So the whole I'm watching the building. I'm like, what is it? Then I look into the little comments and I'm like, oh, shit. I said, yo, this dude owns something right now. So I stayed on it the entire time. And then once that started happening, I joined into the Discord. He found your Discord and then we started listening, man. And it's been a hell of a ride since then. So I just stayed in.
That was great. It was this video right here of the drone watching 3MD out of Melrose Park, Illinois, remove all the technology, all the hard drives, the computers from Citadel Enterprise in downtown Chicago. For what purposes? Most likely to take them to be destroyed in order for them to be able to get new computers. This would wipe out all of the hard drive data and make a lot of things untraceable by the SEC and the DTC if they were to be, let's say, investigated by the Department of Justice. That was a good video, man. That was a lot of fun. Thanks for
I loved it. Loved it. Like nothing else like it at the movement at that time. And then watching the guys doing the line of coke off the desk was just like priceless. Honestly,
oh my God.
This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're up against, you know?
Yeah,
the whole world's going to go to shit. And
they pay these guys $400,000 a year to sit there and do blow in the middle of the night and fuck you over and steal your pension and 401k.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, people were saying they were moving.
What's funny is that video was the exact same time I started following BossBlunts. That exact same time.
That's too funny, guys. That's hilarious.
Yeah, me too. And then BossBlunt was tracking Kenny's jet. That was the best. That was the fucking best.
Yeah, that was
it. Forgot about you, motherfucker. Don't forget. We're still watching you, Kenny.
Right, I don't want to be.
And now how heavy the jet was, how quick it was going. He had it all locked down.
Right, gentlemen and ladies, excuse me. I don't want to be a downer on this. We've got people that have stepped up. We've got a list. We do this again and again and again.
Just keep going, brother.
So please be good, man. Everyone, just please be respectful of the people that have stepped up. This isn't over yet. Once it is, and if Boss has got time, I'll back off. Everyone can pile in. We can all have a good giggle and stuff. We'll even come back to the Citadel building video because that was quality. So we could talk about that alone for hours, but just to take it back on track.
Reel it back in, bro.
If we can get good, lad. If we can get the next one back up, because they've been waiting a long time. That's all it is.
Of course. My apologies.
So let's give them a chance. No. It was good in actual fact. It was yeah. So the next one, I'm missing one on the list. I know I am. Who was the other one that was talking at the beginning?
It was a guy from across seas.
It was indeed.
Mono Nova, or I believe it was. He might have. I think he stepped out, which is cool. He'll be back maybe. So we'll catch him in a little bit.
No worries. So we had anyone else on the list that hasn't chatted yet? Pulp, have you been able to make it yet, mate? We'd love to hear off you, especially after that song. Anyone who don't know what I'm talking about, if you watch Boss's video.
Pop.
Yeah,
Yes.
he used it as the intro.
We need to play that song. That was fantastic.
Chuck it on, actually. Yeah, because
do
Pulp's just had a baby born. So we're going to chuck his song up for him. He hasn't been able to make it. We'll get him on the next one. And then if anybody in the chat, Smith, I'm watching you. New Oak, I'm watching you. Kim A, Queen of Swords, it's good to see you here. I'm glad you made it in the chat at long last. Coiled again, another one that gets everywhere, punch you in the eye. Diaz is everywhere, we've got him. Who else we got over on the chat, boss? Pantheon, I've seen you in the house, that's good to see. Rico, I believe, has joined us tonight, that's good to see. Liz Clayman's Whistle, I've seen you around. Trader in the Trees. Mrs. Tahiti, I've seen you out and about. It's good to see you all here tonight. Who else we got within the Discord chat, boss? Martin's there, legend, always working for the community. Looks like we got a full house tonight, it's looking good. I'm going to say it just for humour value. Sucks to suck. I ain't seen you around, but it's good to have you here. Straight Razor, Stock in the Money. Solar Fugazi Farmer, Silver Bullet, Shix Trading. I didn't say that. I said Shix with a K Trading. Service, Ryman, I see you all over. Ruby Rod, you're here. Ronnie, where's them memes? They do make me chuckle. Road Show, Road Dog. Love you, man. Raindrop, Pugs, Plushhead. There's a lot of people. It's great to see. So, Boss, you want to take the next little bit, get them all back in and start chit-chatting?
Yeah, I'd like to thank, Paul P Music on Instagram. He's got this fantastic song that he just dropped on us the other day called Living Through. It's the Living Through mixdown. It doesn't even have doesn't have a video for it yet, but it's an exceptional song. I played it on one of our last videos, and people kept asking us who it was. So this is Paul_P_music on Instagram. Make sure you guys check him out. He's constantly dropping all sorts of new mixtapes, new songs. Really interesting music. Really, I can totally relates to what's going on right now on AMC and GameStop for me. I really think it's dope.
100%. Paul, congratulations to you, the missus, and the gorgeous, beautiful, brand new baby, mate.
Yeah, congrats on the new baby. I'm looking forward to talking to you guys in the chat in the near future. And you know what? I'm really happy for you, especially because your baby's never going to see what it's like to be poor.
Now rolling up these papers that I smoke through, thinking about all the shit that I've been through. You don't know all the shit that I've been through, all the pain and the struggle that I lived through. Now I'm rolling up these papers that I smoke through, thinking about all the shit that I've been through. Now I'm living with my choices, I just own my mistakes, cause I'm screaming fucking hand down, I ain't searching for breaks. But I'm barely treading water and this life is the lake. Now the pressure keeps on building as I'm raising the stakes. I ain't looking for advice, now I'm looking for space. Now I'm dealing with these losses, but I know I hate the taste. Now I'm sitting back, I'm thinking as I smoke it to the face. Now it's time for these apologies, the time is too late. So bygones be bygones, I'm on business with a tie on. So fuck a shoulder to cry on, I'ma get a hopper like Zion. Let's raise a glass, I'll toast that. Reminisce, we roast that. How I wrote them and they wrote back. I'm never flimsy, the goat's backs. I don't feel bad, no not at all. When a lot of years, write a lot of calls, a lot of birthdays without a call. Ain't got time for that, so fuck a fraud. You ain't there for me, I ain't there for you. You won't bleed for me, I won't bleed for you. All the hard times I lived through, keep moving, gotta get through. I got goals and cash I gotta get to, all these memories that I flipped through. If you can't relate, then don't judge. I stand my ground, I won't budge. I'm sitting back cause I burn buds. I swear to God, this life's good.
This is
You
Living
don't know
Through.
all the shit that
Living
I've
Through
been through,
by Paul P.
all the pain and the struggle that I lived through.
Music.
Now rolling up these papers that I smoke through, thinking about all the shit that I've been through. You don't know all the shit that I've been through, all the pain and the struggle that I lived through. Now I'm rolling up these papers that I smoke through, thinking about all the shit that I've been through.
And I've been through.
That's pretty good.
Love it, love it, love
That's
it.
a good song.
Love it, love it, love it.
So a lot of people have been wondering what's going on with these hedge funds. There's been 2,350 hedge funds in China that are facing a situation that is going to force a margin call. Ferrari Boy.
Yeah.
Thanks for your support, Ferrari Boy, Andrew, and Queen of Swords. Appreciate you guys. Andrew says, thank you, Wolfie. You guys are legends. Ferrari Boy says, same here. Your guys' knowledge and conviction saved me from selling and abandoning. Will always be grateful to you, brother. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that, you guys. And you don't have to super chat, please don't unless you've got money to burn. Because I'm going to put it in AMC anyway, most likely. And a portion of it goes to charity. I do want to say that as well, so don't worry. But that being said,
I'll do a few shout.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I got to pull this
Sorry,
hedge fund
mate.
shit up. People are going to go nuts.
No worries, and I'll finish, and then the rest is yours. So Pantheon, as always, thank you. Tyler English, Megan Pierce, Headstock Aram, Jeffrey A. Roker, Pulse GT3, DL. We love seeing you here. Spread the word. We've seen this week what's going on. We've heard off people, real people tonight, and this is also going to go on. So we can fight their fire with our fire. Stand together and stand strong. We don't have to be right every day. We just got to be right once. And if we're together and we're all speaking off the same sheet and we're telling the same people they need to pay attention, if we send the same message, change. We want change. It's about time they started listening. It started last January. 80% by April, 90%, as proud as he could be, AA telling everyone, 90% own it. We haven't left. We're not leaving. We're never going to leave. We remember the pain. We remember the struggles. We live for it every fucking day. To sit and watch on TV when that man has the audacity to get up and tell the world that we stole from a pension fund. Are you fucking kidding me? 2008. What's he think? We got Alzheimer's. Stand together, everyone. Stay together. Focus. Stop getting distracted. Let's focus in on what we're here for. We want change. We want a transparency. We want a fair market. We want people held accountable. We don't have to change the entire world today. We just got to stay focused on this. And one step at a time, and I've done it, we can change things. Don't let anyone tell you you can't. Awesome. That's the end of mine. Thank you, everyone, for tonight. I really needed and wanted this, so thank you.
Wolfie,
thank you,
Steal
Tay.
a line from Wolfie. We are not
Thank
the
you
cause.
all. Thank
we
you
are
all.
the cure.
Hi. You know, Bloomberg's been reporting that deepening portfolio losses in China are going to trigger mandating sales. Can you say margin call?
Margin call.
Louder.
Oh,
that's right. Give me a high five. All right. Now, this is at the same time as consumer confidence in the United States and across the world. I guess we're singing now.
And that's why everyone's here.
Thank you. This is why we're here. You know, this is why we're here. So as much as you don't get to hear me speak, sorry, but this is why I'm here. I love you, baby.
Bless.
Hey, can you go hang out with Mama for a little bit? No. Okay. Can you let me talk for 5 minutes? Can you say United Kingdom? Can you say UK? That's not nice. Yes. You know how many people are watching you right now? A lot. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Let's be nice. Let's be nice.
Hello from the UK.
and Ireland.
I love it. You go to the United States, you go to United Kingdom, and you ask them what their is.
Oh, what's going on with reception?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Oh, the audio cut off. Yeah.
Look, it's Diaz. Team no sleep, man in naps.
You know it, baby.
Yeah, boy.
Muted or unmuted?
That needs to be the voice at the end of the phone when Griffin gets that margin.
100%
That needs to be the voice.
Hey, what's up, Pantheon?
Which voice?
What voice?
Boss's daughter.
Yeah.
On the phone saying margin call. Damn, that was awesome.
Wow. Do you want to play with my crayons?
We have your liquidity in crayons. Okay.
Yeah. We need to refresh this Discord stream as well. UK consumer confidence and American consumer confidence are at 50-year lows. 50-year lows. The Americans and basically consumers worldwide are slow to actually recognize a recession. So that means we're behind the curve, just like the Fed. Not we, but like the majority of Americans.
Can anyone else hear him? No.
Mic check.
Yeah, he's rebooting the Discord.
There we go. Awesome. We're back in with the thing.
What's up, Pantheon? What's going on, brother?
Fabulous.
Welcome back.
Fabulous. Margin call. Holy shit.
Dude, that's what MoMC is, man. They're all margin calls. Jimmy's part of it, but yeah, all of them. Let's go!
Consensus sees a year-on-year plunge of 7% of consumer confidence as well. Aside from that, PPI, which is Producer Price Index, the cost of goods the cost that it takes producers to make your goods in Germany has increased 33.5% in April for year over year. That's the highest increase ever since the start of statistics in 1949, because price increases following the Ukraine war are now taking full effect. Energy prices as a whole are up 87%. 87% year-over-year energy price increases. This is astronomical. I'll share my screen with you guys in the Discord so you guys can see as well. But we were looking at a PPI, a producer price index, in the negatives in 2020 because of all the government stimulus, and currently sitting at 33.5% year-over-year increase, which should be quite scary, you know, for the majority of people, because companies pass this along to you and I. They pass it along to retail investors. You know, and for those of you that are unaware, Chinese Communist Party directive that has been issued by Xi Jinping, according to the Wall Street Journal, basically insists that elites, you know, oligarchs, rich Chinese people, divest themselves of overseas assets. Everything that is not even their spouses, their children, or their family can own American or overseas stocks, equities, or property. Why would this happen? Because Xi Jinping saw the way that Russian billionaires were sanctioned and had their yachts and properties and cash seized by America, in order for America to try to force basically a forced default, a fake default of Russia, and it hasn't happened yet. The Chinese elites have done this in order to prevent themselves from losing billions and billions of dollars to American sanctions. The very same sanctions that we saw make AMC and GameStop and 100 other meme stocks run last year. It was Executive Order 13959 in January 28th of 2021. It was Executive Order 13959 amended on May 27th, 2021. And it was Executive Order 14032 of June 3rd, 2021 that gave back the collateral by extending by basically adding a 365-day period of divestment for the same funds and these same stocks. And as a matter of fact, they added more stocks on February 16th of 2022 by making an amendment that hit the Federal Register on February 16th. And these are basically further implementing the regulations and adding about 35 more companies to that very same executive order that we were looking at, which is 14032. This would give you ample reason enough to believe that China is really looking forward to an attack on Taiwan very soon. But then you see that the country of Sri Lanka has defaulted and is rated restrictive defaults according to Fitch. And aside from that, you could see even further that Melvin Capital is about to start divesting themselves of around $7.5 billion worth of assets. $7.5 billion worth of assets is going to cause major fluctuations in the stock market. China yuan has withdrawn themselves from the ratings agencies, another Chinese developer. This is the new game. Instead of the banks not rating the mortgage-backed securities and the credit default swaps properly, now the developers are pulling out of Fitch and Moody's and S&P global ratings agencies in order to prevent themselves from being seen as in default, so that their bonds are still maintaining some sort of notional value. At this very same time, we're seeing a 2-week period of May 26th through the first week of June, where the Thrift Savings Plan, which is for all federal employees and military personnel and post office workers, that basically states that for this 2-week period or so, none of their, basically 401k, their thrift savings plan, would be available to be basically used at all. It would still reflect changes in the market, but it would not allow them to sell or buy of any, no matter what the conditions were. Excuse me 1 second. Thank you. The Thrift Savings Plan, according to Fox News and BlackRock, as of 3 days ago, were saying that they're considering investing federal employees' retirement money in Chinese-controlled companies. The reason that they were talking about investing federal employee retirement money in Chinese-controlled companies on the news is so that they could tell you that that's where they decided to put your money. And this executive order abolishes the ability to invest in Chinese companies, and that's what caused AMC and GameStop and heavily shorted stocks to skyrocket in January and May. Because when these Chinese stocks and bonds were threatened, they maintain a huge portion of collateral for banks, hedge funds, and market makers, and it causes margin calls, and shares that are lent out, for example, BlackRock's 40 million AMC shares, they have to be recalled. And as we've seen on, go ahead. Right? We've seen the Financial Times talk about this. They've told us specifically that Vanguard and BlackRock were going to be doing this. That they were going to be agreeing to any sort of, and complying with any sort of executive order whatsoever. Financial Times told us that BlackRock and Vanguard at the time faced having to offload billions of dollars worth of investments in order to comply with the U.S. government's decision to blacklist Chinese companies with military connections. On February 16th, the United States Treasuries added companies. They added more companies to this very same list, as well as publishing amendments to the Weapons of Mass Destruction sanctions regulations to revise an existing general license authorizing the provision of certain legal services and authorizing payments for legal from funds originating outside the United States. So it looks like they've got a lot to look forward to, and a lot of stocks have the possibility of losing a majority of value. It's going to be an interesting one for sure. Excuse me for 1 second. Just need to grab some water real quick.
Yeah, I guess who's back? Back again. Margin call.
Oh man.
Do some shouts while he's grabbing water. Tell Dog you are everywhere. It's good to see you. Cootie Love, we see you. Everyone in the chat, you might not get mentioned. We see all of you. Jimmy Jones, nice to see you. Apologies I didn't get back to you earlier. Exact Perspective, Empire Kings, Eagle Eye Productions, lovely to see you. Very, very nice, man.
Councillor Murray,
Myth, I see you. Cootie Love, I see you. Grubus, I see you. Tully, you're everywhere. We see you. Marcus Andrews, great to see you. Trading in the Trees. Apes versus Wall Street. Myself, Denzel Lee, 2729 M Vestal. Everyone's welcome. Back to you, boss.
Yes, sir. I'm going to be having a discussion tonight with Dr. Marco Metzler, from former Fitch Ratings Agency analyst, and now currently one of the co-owners and founders of Deutsche Market Screening Agency, DMSA, who is fighting a battle against Evergrande because they haven't paid their bonds. So he should have some interesting updates for us. That's going to be in a few hours. So I'll catch up with him, and then after our conversation, I'll stream it here on the channel for you guys to watch immediately afterwards. But
amazing.
We have to. Dr. Metzler and I usually talk about other things as well. So it's nice to be able to kind of pick his brain a little bit. He's a very smart individual, and what he's doing for the retail investors in general, in my opinion, is one of the greatest things that could possibly be done right now, as far as going after Evergrande's, bankruptcy fraud. So, by executive order, how the apes got rich by order of the president. The think tank. I like it. You guys are great. You guys are great. Let's see what the fuck other kind of memes we've got in here. All sorts of crazy shit.
Oh, hey, boss.
Yeah, talk to me.
Did you mention what two companies manage the TSP?
BlackRock and Vanguard. Is that right?
State Street Global Advisors.
Oh, State Street
and BlackRock.
And BlackRock. All right, thank you for the correction, brother. Edward Bridget coming in clutch. So State Street, huh? They got a lot of short positions on GameStop still.
Companies. They all do.
Last I checked, the Bloomberg terminal, they definitely had a lot.
They all are part in the same together. Yep.
Oh, that's fantastic.
They're not like the ones short. They're the loaning companies, right? They own a lot of those shares, so they just loan them to the people that do it.
Moody's Investor Services cuts Ukraine's credit rating to the third lowest level, as a more drawn-out war than expected has increased risk around their instability of debt risk. Wow. The agency downgraded Ukraine by a notch to CAA3, now rating it on par with serial defaulters like Ecuador and Belize. Moody's expects a recovery in the event of default, typically between 65 to 80% probability, it seems. While Ukraine is benefiting from large commitments of international financial support, helping to mitigate immediate liquidity risks, the resulting significant rise in government debt is likely to prove unsustainable over the medium term, the statement said. So if you want to say inflation, what do you think is going to happen to Ukraine when NATO drops the ball after this is over and decides to no longer send them $40 billion every other week of our fucking taxpayer money? Fitch Ratings assigns the country a CCC rating, while S&P Ratings has a B- score on Ukraine. Fuck Fitch Ratings. They've gone downhill ever since Dr. Metzler left. Let's put it that way. Today's action on the stock market was an utter and complete joke. For those of you that don't get the chance to watch the stock market the way that we do every day, hey Cash, Martin, any of you guys want to tell the people how we feel about the stock market today and what this was?
Plunge protection, fuckery.
Yep.
Plunge protection fuckery is right. That's all this was today. The stock market was down to what? 381? 380, 90?
380.
Jesus. 38.10 on the S&P 500 or something like that. And they pumped it so hard in the last 15 minutes, starting at here, you can see 3:14 p.m. They went from 38.31 on the S&P all the way to 39.01. The plunge protection team is at work spending billions and billions of dollars of taxpayer money in the Economic Stability Fund via the use of the New York Fed, and as the right-hand dirty deeds doer of the Federal Reserve and the Janet Yellen, the plunge protection team head, and Gary Gensler, who happens to be a right-hand man. And right now we've got
Of course.
$29,000 on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's at $29,256 at this very moment. Liquidity is draining, and at 5:45 Central Time on a Friday, you would usually see cryptocurrencies being pumped really hard for a weekend pump and dump. And I don't see that happening today. Where's the liquidity? Why are we at all-time highs on the reverse repurchase program? The reverse repo. You guys saw that shit today? All-time highs. Right? 1.98 trillion across 92 $1.987 trillion.
It's becoming obscene.
1.987 were traded today, Friday, May 20th, 2022, on the overnight reverse repurchase. There were a total of, I believe, 92 counterparties.
Ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. This is nothing but government bailout and bank desperation every motherfucking night and day. There is no fucking liquidity left. Robbie, thank you very much. Robbie says, I heard Bill Gates named Microsoft after Ken Griffin's hangdown. Can anyone confirm? I don't know, man, but I'd like to thank you, as well as Counselor Murray and, Queen of Swords, Ferrari Boy, Andrew, all of you guys who happen to support the channel. It does go to a good cause, I assure you that. Let's see what else we've got. Basically, I'm not seeing any way out for these bastards at this point, and a constantly collapsing market. We were streaming the other day when the NASDAQ was down 5% and the S&P was down 4.5%. For a reason, because I thought those were important days. Yesterday was an IV and a kind of calm down on the implied volatility and kind of keep investors from getting a little too scared. And today was a fake out. Today was trying to make people feel like there's nothing to be worried about. Because if you don't look at this chart, you don't realize that the market started off at 39.40, dropped to 38.11 or so, and then was artificially pumped in the last 45 minutes of power hour to 39.03. Ended up at 39.01. Meanwhile, all their other sources of liquidity, like Bitcoin and Ethereum and Luna, which has dropped to $0. I'm sorry, to $2 now. It's dropped to $2. It was pegged.
Yeah, where's the liquidity?
$0.02 I meant to say also, not $2. Luna fell 100% to a fraction of a cent. And UST, designed to stay pegged at $1, bottomed out at 13 cents. Now you're seeing other cryptos start to do the same thing, like DEI. Have you guys been keeping an eye on that as well? Because it's starting to pull the same thing. Look at the charts. Simply look at how far down all of the indices have been dipped throughout the day today, and then were artificially pumped at the end of the day. Look at the Dow, the NASDAQ, etc. The Russell 2000. It was a nasty, bloody day on the markets. But it doesn't look so bad at the end of the day because, it was flat, you'd think. Because that's what the numbers make it seem like. It's pretty much a fucking slow motion train wreck.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I got something for you, boss, if you want to...
Go ahead, brother.
If you want to take a look at it. I posted it in Ape Chat. There's a reverse repo. There is an image of it. and then there's a link to the ICMA group, which talks about what is the reverse repo used for and how it's used as a hedge to prevent market squeezes for financial institutions.
It is. Yeah, the way it's used as a hedge is in order for them to maintain collateral on hand at all times, because they need to have there's over 35 banks that have to have $1 trillion in cash on hand at all times, and they use the reverse repurchase program in order to use and abuse that. So it's a pretty tough. It's definitely helped them out a lot, and that's why the Fed stepped in on September 19th of 2019 in order to save the RRP program. This one really bothers me. This chart shows the outflows of bonds and stocks, and this is the first time that I've ever seen it that there's been 3-month consecutive outflows from money market mutual funds, equity funds, ETFs, all bond funds, and all bond ETFs at the same time, to the tune of negative 300 billion, negative 100 billion, and negative a few billion for each, respectively. This is a clear sign, in my opinion, because of a recession. Because in the past, even times of turmoil, even in January, February, March, April of 2020, when COVID start the cerveza sickness, let's call it, the bullshit started, and the GDP the government abused the cerveza sickness in order to artificially print fuck tons of money, 40% of all money in existence in the last 18 months to be exact. There was still massive outflows from equity funds and exchange traded funds, bond funds, and ETF funds. Meanwhile, there was massive inflows into mutual funds, basically. Okay, money market funds. Massive increases to the tune of $1.1, $1.2 trillion. At this point, though, you're not seeing any inflows at all. They're all outflows. The mutual funds, the equities, and the bonds. And you could see the crypto as well, and the stable coins as well. There have been multiple occasions where we've shown you guys that Janet Yellen has specifically told us that the largest factors that contribute to financial instability are stable coins and over-leveraged hedge funds. Financial runs. These are total deficits, primary deficits, and net interest by percentage of GDP. Look at how far the deficit fell down during the COVID pandemic. And it's going to fall way further than that as a percentage of the GDP here shortly, in my opinion, as well. Not even the right one. But didn't even mean to pull that up, but it doesn't really matter. Total derivatives. What is a derivative? It's basically a time bomb. It's a ticking fucking time bomb. Let me share this with you guys in Ape Chat, just so you guys can follow around if you want to. So you guys can see what I'm talking about. There you go. I'm sharing my screen now. A derivative is a time bomb and an accident waiting to happen. A nuclear financial bomb. The U.S. paper dollar is a derivative. The dollars that you get paid in and you buy all your groceries and pay all your bills with. Its value was derived once from gold or silver. Then at one point it was real money. And it was held at the U.S. Treasury, and there was gold or silver coins that the U.S. government had minted and placed in circulation. Decades ago, you could take your dollar and exchange it in demand of a coin of, gold or silver in exchange. And you can't do that anymore. Because now the dollar is a derivative. The notional value of the derivative market, just the derivative market notional value, is roughly 1.4 quadrillion. That's not the actual amount invested in it, that's just its notional value. Derivatives are derived from underlying assets, homes, debts, etc. A lot of smart people have tried to explain what they are, but miss the forest for the trees. There is no assets within a derivative. It is in reality nothing. It is an imaginary security of no value that banks trades as a kind of a bet on the value of the future risk of securities. The derivative that these banks hold, trillions and quadrillions of dollars, is no more than a bet using fake money. It's a total and complete lunacy to think that these items are anything more than fiction. But thanks to Wall Street's lobbying power, they've become the centerpiece of financial markets. Listen to how big these numbers are. What's $1.4 quadrillion? 40 times the entire world stock market. $1.4 quadrillion worth of derivatives notional value is 10 times the value of every stock and every bond on the planet combined. It's 23 times the entire world's gross domestic product. All the money that the world grosses in a year, it's 23 times that much amount, just in bad bets that these banks have made. And they made them with your TSP, your 401k, and your fucking IRA and ISA account. Your investments, your pensions, all around the world are in these fucking garbage funds.
Reckless.
Absolutely disgusting and reckless. Look at the derivatives growth from June 8th to December, from June of 98 to December of 2007. There was, under $100 trillion worth of derivatives, and the number has grown to thousands of trillions. So, quadrillions of dollars over time. Much more so than it could be illustrated right there in this brief overview. This is a big concern of mine. This thrift savings plan and these Chinese stocks, these derivatives, none of this makes any sense other than the only thing that would make sense to happen next would be for a market crash and a short squeeze to kind of help things along, because other than that, there's nothing else that's going to stop inflation or anything of the sort.
That's why they want the world to believe it's our fault if the market crashes.
Well, you know who does? Ken Griffin.
You know it.
Ken
Our
Griffin
play is
absolutely
big
does.
for us, huge for us. Yeah, big for us, huge for us, life-changing for us, generation wealth for us. To them, pennies on the dollar when you look at these figures that Boss is now taking us to church on.
Right.
Don't let them use us.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Go on, bro. Go on.
You're right. Don't let them use us. Go ahead. Keep going. I want to hear from you, Wolfie.
It's what they do. It's what they've always done. They fucked up in 2008, and then even Buffett was wheeled out to tell the world.
Yep.
And he did interviews, and you can find them everywhere, YouTube, all over the place. Buffett come out and did a PR for the stock exchange. Now, me personally, I've got no problem with Buffett, but that was real cute. That wasn't for you, because you weren't paying attention in 2008. You might have had your eyes opened a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You've learned since. That was for all the businesses, the CEOs, the companies. That was for all the arrogance, the stupid people. It was Burry that read all the documents that these experts signed and never read them. The lawyers, the experts, the CEOs of companies and directors of banks. All the people that got... One of the guys, Lehman, $650 million he walked away from that fuck-up that he created. Hiding figures and jiggling this and smoke screening that and bullshitting about this. And he walked away with 650 million. What did you get? The mum and dad listening to this ain't learned nothing, ain't watched nothing. What did you get? 10, 12 years of austerity. Just about holding on to your house if you was lucky. No pay rises because there was no money, austerity. What about the person who needed the care help and they cut it? They didn't have the nurse to come round and go to the house and look after her. wipe a old person's arse who contributed to this country, probably went to war for the country. This is what they do. And they're going to come out through the PR and the narrative with the mainstream media and all the tools that they've got. Is it any wonder Elon wants to buy fucking Twitter? Well, whether he does or he doesn't, the truth's coming out, no? It's a win-win for him. They don't want you having a voice. They don't want you understanding all this stuff that Boss has educated and all the other YouTube channels. Get your strength wherever you go. Boss is up #1 in the whole community. Just get the info out. Get the info out. You don't live for credit. You don't want your money on chats. He's not criticising others that do. You don't criticise anyone else. Just go on it. Don't come in the Discord and talk about it, is all he says. They don't want you knowing this stuff. They don't want you understanding this stuff. They don't want you being able to stand shoulder to shoulder. They do this all the time, the same playbook. So if we're going to end up with life-changing money, that's going to cost them. But 1.4 trillion, some of the numbers that Boss is going through tonight, these are already bets they've put in other areas. These are pensions they've moved into other areas. You heard Griffin say this week.
Scandalous. Them numbers are absolutely
100%. 100% it is. So people need to understand that our part is big for us, but for them, it's pennies on the dollar. It's their fault that this is going to happen again, same as it was in 2008. They didn't read nothing. They didn't care. As long as the money comes in, they all look like they're professionals and they're good and they're great and the returns are going out. If the market's returning an average 16% for all the hedge funds and they're on the inside and they got all the tools and the tricks and the market exempts and the market makers and the prime brokers and the banks supporting them, how is the market crashing retail's fault? We listen to them and buy Apple and it loses $1 trillion. You buy Tesla, they don't want you buying it because they tried shorting it forever. And they attack you. Come out today, she almost spelt it out. $500 billion. That's what she said today on mainstream media. Well, they don't talk about Apple dropping $1 trillion, nearly $1 trillion, since March. He's lost $500 billion. He sold in November. We all watched that. Most people won't see it. Most people don't know, but they will know when their houses took off.
And they don't want anyone to see. Do you think anyone in Ireland, even in England, knows what's going on? No, they don't. Boss, like, you are literally building a huge fucking thing. But across the whole world, the only people that really know the most amount of people is in America. Like I could probably, there's probably only like maybe a handful of people in Ireland that know what's going on. Honestly.
I believe it.
I'm like
they think you're crazy because
that's why I'm gonna seem like a madman if I speak about things like this, and even like intellectual people who have fucking good jobs, like who are very clued in, and then I speak, and I was like, and then I don't want to go on because like I'm not just gonna try convince someone. It's like no, like no, but like. Nobody knows, like, nobody knows in Ireland. I swear down, man, nobody fucking knows. It's like what you said about that young fucking bucko in the movie Margin Call that was just looking out the window and like that, honest to God, that's the way I feel right now. Like, I work in the food industry and it is absolutely scandalous.
We got disconnected, but we're refreshing now on Discord. That was odd. But he's absolutely right. People think you're mad. But at the same time, when you look at the chart, for example, of the NASDAQ, it's down 5% on the week, and it was down massively at some point here. And again, it's getting pumped back up at the end of the day, at the end of the week.
I'm not going to mention their names, but we all know who they are. Keep berating us. They've been doing it since January last year. We just got to keep going. As long as we keep going, as long as we keep believing, as long as we keep standing shoulder to shoulder, we just keep moving forward. But back to Boss to finish off the chat and stuff. But them numbers, that's not our doing. That's money that they've put in other things. That's got nothing to do with what we're doing. You're not responsible for what's coming.
No.
You're the cure, not the cause.
In the last 8 weeks, following the late March melt-up, basically, the Dow and the NASDAQ are both down tremendously. The Dow is down 13%. The NASDAQ's down 25%. You think this is going to stop all of a sudden?
No. In the beginning.
Is in a bear market. Look at the small caps in the NASDAQ. Go ahead, brother.
The biggest market crash the world has ever seen.
Yep.
Yeah.
This drawdown is massive. I need to share this with you guys in the Discord. I'll drop it into Ape Chat so you guys can see it. Look at this picture. I just put a link to it right there. It's insane. That's the drawdown right now. On the S&P is only a third of the way of where it was in 08. But you look at like the CCMP and it's already halfway there. And then the Dow Industrial is only a quarter of the way there. You know, the RTY is halfway there as well. You know, the Russells. And take a look at this. Look at in the last 30 minutes. Look at this is the bear market. Anything under 3850 or 3800 basically is bear territory, right? Bear market for the S&P. And so you can see here in the last very last few minutes is just getting pumped up. Look at stocks compared to bonds and FX. Look at stocks. Stocks in these are futures, right? And the blue one is the bonds. The bonds didn't increase in price, but the stocks did. Why? Because the plunge protection team stepped in and artificially pumped up the stock market. You know who it's been a good week for? Monkeypox vaccine makers. It's been a very big week. Are you beginning to see a pattern? Are you beginning to see a trend? Maybe those Pentagon-owned biolabs in Ukraine are actually doing more harm than they're doing good. Maybe those Pentagon-sponsored programs at the Wuhan laboratory are a bad thing and not a good thing. Use a little critical thinking. Monkeypox vaccine makers have been having a great week for a reason. Weekly losing streaks for the S&P. The Dow is down for 8 straight weeks. The S&P broke below 3855. It was down over 20% from record highs. 20%. And it tested it was testing Fibonacci retracement levels, 38.2% retracement of the post-COVID crash level at 38.15. FANG stocks are down consistently. Check it out. 8 straight weeks, seeing $2 trillion erased from market cap. And this week alone, they lost $220 billion from FANG stocks. Last week, another thing that points me in the opinion that June 3rd and like these next coming weeks, these next coming 2 to 3 weeks are going to be, in my opinion, what I think are very. I truly believe that we're going to be seeing a stock market crash and a short squeeze in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And I'm not a financial advisor, but I do see that there's been a significant change between the 10-year Treasury yield, bonds basically, compared to stocks. And that's not good for either market. The VIX is being artificially suppressed, much like precious metals and AMC and GameStop, MMAT, BBIG, and the Federal Reserve is involved. Plain and simple. The plunge protection team and the Treasury are involved. The New York Fed helps to make the trade using the Economic Stability Fund on behalf of the plunge protection team. Check out 10-year yields. Thanks to Zero Hedge for this one. 10-year yield, 10-year yields, CPI and PPI. You see what happened here. It's currently the same as it was back in April. In my opinion, artificial. Same thing that we saw back in April of 2020 and at the beginning of this month. Check this out. Zero Hedge bringing the fire. Bloomberg Dollar Spot Index. The dollar spot is lost a lot of the gains that it made over the last couple weeks here. And the ruble is at 4-year highs against the United States dollar and 7-year highs against the euro. Does it sound like Vladimir Putin and Russia are hurting if the ruble is at 4-year highs against the US dollar and 7-year highs against the euro? Robbie Calkins, thank you for your support, brother. Appreciate you. This is bad news in my opinion for a lot of people, but everything that I'm seeing points to a stock market crash. This video may age well, this video may age poorly. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling, and that all signs point to garbage.
I want to put in there, when you were saying about the gas and oil or the rubles being up in Russia, India at the moment has like the cheapest gas prices at the pumps that they've ever had.
India, and they're getting a lot of oil from Russia, aren't they?
That's where it's all coming from. So the first week of the invasion, President or the Prime Minister of India on that week was over in Russia shaking the hand of Putin, and nobody seen or thought about it, but like that's what it was. Just like, oh yeah, we're still fucking friends. Like, just send everything to us. They're getting it at like a discount now. That's what it is.
Look at the price of commodities.
Cheapest ever.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
The price of oil and gas in India is the cheapest it's ever been.
That's amazing. It's amazing.
It's crazy. I couldn't believe it. Like, a customer of mine, he has a retail shop, and he told me, because John, it's crazy. Like, it's 20% and lower than it's ever been before. Like.
What's this? Kudlow. The Fed fell under the woke spell of Bidenomics. That's funny. That's hilarious. All right, so let's see here. I've got to take a little. I've got to call. First of all, I want to say thank you to Vanilla Gorilla. Vanilla Gorilla says, "Love the apes, y'all rock. We learn fast because we talk," and that's right. We share information, and thankfully, we've got millions and millions of investors to be able to discuss and do due diligence with together, and we're not in this alone, But yeah, looking at the price of Bloomberg commodities, it's $655. We're looking at all-time highs. Can you say hyperinflation? And inflation has not peaked. Don't believe the bullshit. I'm going to call it a day for now because I'm going to be interviewing Dr. Marco Metzler. You can find that interview on the channel here in a few hours. Everybody, I wish you peace and wealth. And I truly think, and I hope, that we're going to be so fucking rich. Get the fucking money printer out.
Filthy rich. So gonna
Peace out, everybody. Thank you. We're so goddamn rich.
Blow some ear drums, bro.
I think it's time to go nuts and get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Getting fucking rich. I want my fucking money. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, everybody, in the YouTube chat as well. I see you guys on YouTube. I saw your videos in your chats. Pam,
it's awesome, boss. Awesome.
Thanks, brother. Thank you, Pam. You're a rock star.
Damn it, we're gonna be so fucking rich. Listen, I want my fucking money.
You're an original,
Hey,
aren't you?
Yellen, cowboy, give me the fucking money. Get the goddamn money printer out.
Great.
Do it again. Let's do it again.
Do it again, brother. One more round.
You know. Awesome job.
Bounty better.
Thank you, Pam. You're too kind.
That was great.
We're gonna be so fucking rich. Get the goddamn money printer out.
Fucking go, boys.
This is so much
Fucking
fun.
yeah.
Thank you, everybody. You guys are the best. I see you guys on YouTube as well. Thank you very much for your support. Have a wonderful day.
BossBlunts, as usual.